going? So, hey, everybody, it's my pleasure to introduce Lee Mills. Everybody, it's my pleasure to introduce Lee Mills, CEO and founder of Pixly, an innovative B2B SaaS platform revolutionizing photography with AI-powered instant photo sharing for events for architects, contractors, and that kind of stuff. He's a veteran. He's a Navy veteran, serves as damage control officer on the USS Constellation CV-64, managing equipment and earning the Navy Achievement Medal. He brings experience in marketing and operations to his entrepreneurial venture. After transitioning from the military, he held key roles like VP of Marketing Abacus Next, where he drove data-driven growth. Now with Pixly, Lee's focused on scaling the app and hiring talent, especially you guys, tapping into your discipline and skills to fuel innovation. Welcome, Lee. Did I manage to get it all? You got quite a bit going on in your career.
Yes, sir, I do. Thank you. Am I allowed to share my presentation?
Please do. Yeah, absolutely, man.
All right, awesome. Well, great to meet everybody. Thanks for joining me this morning. I'm honored to be here and be part of Seven Eagle. I'm super excited. Let me see. Can you guys see my screen right now?
Yep, we got it.
All right, let's get this on. All right, awesome. So I'm going to tell you my story, my founder story, my Navy story, my origin story, some things I've learned along the way that may or may not help, and then I'll tell you about Pixie and what we're trying to do and how we're changing the world for one of the world's largest industries and the opportunity to be part of it. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Sounds like I
Okay.
got an easy start, brother. Go.
Well, I'll tell you, part of my story is something I recommend everybody do, and that is join a group called Toastmasters. Learning how to speak in public will serve you incredibly well. In fact, um, being in the Navy helped me do that too. So my story is, hi, I'm Lee Mills. I'm originally from the East Coast, New Jersey. Grew up there, and then South Bend, Indiana. Went to college for a year. Didn't really feel prepared for it, ready for it. Everybody in my family served in the Navy or the Army. I wanted to be part of that, so I enlisted. I joined the Navy in, I got some years on you guys, in 1990. I served 4 years on board the USS Constellation, America's flagship. It was an absolutely awesome experience. I would not be here today without that experience. Now, I'll tell you how that all goes into being a founder, being involved in tech or a career in sales or anything you want to do. You can always look back to your time in the military and it will serve you well for sure. Transitioning out of the Navy was very, very hard. I got to tell you, and it was a while ago. There weren't many resources back then. It was kind of like get out and kind of figure it out. So that's what I did. I kind of figured it out on myself. I decided I wanted to go to design school. The GI Bill didn't go very far, so I worked full time as a sales rep while going to school full time. And this was back in the day of telemarketing. So I was one of those people that called you guys on the phone to sell you long distance services or credit card services, and it was very, very, very hard. But it was one of the best jobs I could get because it taught me how to do sales, taught me how to cut my teeth, taught me how to accept rejection. There's a lot of rejection in the world, and there's no better way to get used to it than doing sales. So I had success with that. I became a sales trainer, then a sales manager, and then I was responsible for 200 sales reps and full profit and loss. And it was quite an adventure. It was really, really hard. There was a lot of turnover, but I learned a lot. As soon as I graduated college, I wanted to get into tech. And I was one of the first hires at a company back in the day called backup.com that did online backups before that was kind of cool, like before, way before Google or Dropbox or OneBox or anything like that. I learned a lot about marketing, cut my teeth in tech and creative and tracking and all of these things. That led to me starting my own marketing agency called Beyond Clicks, where I served a handful of different companies, helping them learn how to acquire customers and users and go to market and generate revenue and all of those things. That led to several other startups. I really enjoyed the pain of working for early stage startups. That was my wheelhouse. That led to me finding a career in construction tech, which actually was not even on my radar. But a friend of mine founded a company called Raken that does construction daily reports. That sounds like pretty much the most boring thing in the world. However, people need it and people want it and people were paying for it and they had really, really great early success thanks to me. That led to another construction tech company that sold for a massive amount of money, $875 million. Dollars. That led to another construction tech company that led to me to come up with the idea for Pixly. And I'll tell you all about that. So The transition from the military to civilian life was definitely hard because you don't have that camaraderie. You don't have those people in your life every day. It can be very lonely. And if you decide to go on the path of having your own business or being a founder, that can be very lonely too. But anybody can do it. So you just got to keep your chin up, but you got to find what brings you passion and what brings you joy. Because now you've got a lot of time. You can do whatever you want. So, as I just mentioned, one of the best things I did for myself was go to Toastmasters and learn how to get really comfortable with public speaking. And the reason for that is a long time ago, a friend of mine and I started an association called the iMarketers Association, and that was all about teaching people how to do internet marketing. And he asked me if I wanted to be the president. And we had grown this group from a handful of people to thousands of people across California. And I said, yes, absolutely. He said, great. There's one condition. He said, of course. What is it? He goes, you have to go to Toastmasters. So Toastmasters, you learn how to speak in front of people. You start off by doing a presentation about yourself and your story. It could be your life story, your military story, whatever you want, whatever you're passionate about. And then they teach you how to speak on the fly on certain topics. Then you kind of graduate. So that's really served me well. So since then, I've done presentations at conferences, like you name it, between 5 and 10 people to hundreds of over 500 people, and it will serve you well. So I highly recommend you get good at public speaking, regardless. But you also got to get good at doing whatever brings you passion. So as soon as I got out of the Navy, I always wanted to learn how to surf. And so it was one of the hardest things I've ever learned to do, but I love to surf. I love to ride motorcycles. I've got a small family, love to travel, love to camp, do the off-roading, all that stuff, but do what brings you joy because life is not all about work. You got to make sure you're having fun with what you're doing. So that's kind of just like my quick background and story. I'm in San Diego, California. It's very hard to leave San Diego once you come here. That led to me creating Pixly. I'm going to tell you all about that right now. Any questions so far?
Nah, man, you're cranking right along. I mean, so I mean, what you said the transition was hard, but was there anything in particular that really stuck in your craw during that period?
Yeah, for me, there were no resources. Like literally, I'm trying to remember the name of the group that take you through the. I think it's not CAP.
Tap.
It's
Yeah,
there's a
tap program.
Tap, yeah. They're like these guys are like get out of San Diego and go home. Like they they didn't want anybody, literally. They were kind of jerks about it. So we didn't have the resources that I think you guys have now, which is awesome. Like there's a lot of resources for veterans that want to start their own businesses, go back to college, like all types of stuff. But for me, I just kind of had to figure it out on my own, and it didn't happen overnight. So it just took yeah, I didn't have. I was blessed to have a great family. My parents were supportive, but I didn't have like a great network. I was like starting from zero. So starting from zero is a little bit hard. I wish I had a program like this, man. I tell you that much. All right. So Pixley. So has anybody seen a construction project or a contractor truck driving around town? They're everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Every building has a lifespan from the time it's an idea. Somebody designs, they want to build a house, they want to build an office, they want to build a school, they want to build a church, they want to build a car wash, a restaurant, whatever. They have an idea. An architect designs that idea, and then a general contractor will actually build it or manage the building of it. And they have specially subcontractors that do the actual work. So from idea to construction, to the lifespan of the building, whether it's people living in a house or people working in an office or being served in a store, restaurant, or hospital. There's tenant improvement, ongoing maintenance, all these things. And it's really important that they're documented so people know what goes where, what happened when, they can prove their work for invoices. If things need to get fixed, they can defend their work or protect themselves from disputes. So through my experience being the first VP of sales and marketing at Raiken, where I got them off the ground, to PlanGrid that sold for $875 million, and a few other construction software companies, I've visited hundreds of job sites, and they all have the same problem. They're taking bunches of photos, but they're texting back and forth to each other all day. Even if they have really complicated software, they're still texting stuff back and forth all day. And the reason that's a problem is because the photos are on their personal devices. And what happens to personal devices? They run out of storage. Photos are mixed with pictures of their cat, their motorcycle, their kids, or whatever. A dispute can happen today, or it can happen up to 10 years from now. If a dispute happens even 2 years from now, good luck trying to find a photo scrolling, or you can't find the guy who sent it to you, or it's just lost. And 30% of construction projects have disputes that go to litigation. And so, literally, as silly as it sounds, a photo could be worth 1,000 words, or it could be worth millions of dollars. We've saved customers millions of dollars by properly documenting their projects and helping them prove their work.
It's funny you mention that because like I had to build out a recruiting office, sort of like the military side program manager, make sure they're getting it right. And I experienced that. I didn't realize it now because I was taking pictures the entire construction to make sure they're doing it right, make sure I knew where
Yep.
everyone was. And then when I had to go and refer back to them, it was a huge pain in the neck.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So one of the things that I'm proud of Pixie is I got a great team. You always want to surround yourself with great people whenever you can. I've got great advisors. I've got great mentors. I have a great team. I'm the only veteran, but I've got a proven background. I've cut my teeth. I've been through a hell of a lot in the startup world. I've had some great success. I've had some great failures, and that's all part of the game. And you just got to be excited to be part of the game or in the game. I've got a co-founder who's a third generation builder. He understands the pain firsthand. He buys and flips mixed properties and office parks and stuff. And he's had many, many disputes himself. Tom Saftig's a very senior chief financial officer I've worked with several times. He's an absolute rock star. Then I have a VP of engineering out of Atlanta who comes from the industry. He's got a lot of experience in the space. That's our team right now, plus a few developers. I want to hire nothing but veterans if I had the chance and the opportunity because of the work ethic, the grit, and the service and the mindset of helping us build what we need to build to accomplish our mission, which is to become the default solution for job site documentation and collaboration. And so I'm probably saying too many buzzwords, but this might ring a bell. The way our customers describe Pixly, it's like a private Instagram for your projects. So only you or the people you want to see in your project are on it, and everything is time, date, location stamped to prove your work and streamline communication and collaboration. So that's our team. Got a rockstar team. We solve a huge problem. I can go into that. Construction is one of the largest markets in the world. If you're not familiar with it, just look around, and I'm sure you'll see a construction project somewhere, or a truck driving somewhere, or a facility maintenance truck, or repair truck, or something. It's a massive, massive industry. Documenting projects with photos is time consuming and painful. I'll get into that. There's antiquated workflows or old school, really complicated software that's a half-assed job. And texting and emailing are not solutions. People run out of storage. Phones break on job sites. People get sick. People quit. There's worker turnover. If you got project photos on somebody's phone and they quit or they run out of storage or they're sick or something, you're never going to get that photo. And that's going to come back to bite you in the ass. And so we're kind of like, I like to sell Pixley on the value prop that we save time, we save money, we save headaches, we save chaos, we save stress. But really, we're a CYA got your six kind of insurance policy to make sure you get paid and can document and prove your work. So, like I mentioned, buildings have a lifespan from the time they're an idea to the time people move in and out, repairs and maintenance, all that stuff needs to be documented. And ultimately, we help people protect themselves from disputes. So some people go out to job sites and they take a bunch of photos and then they come back to their desktop, their desk, their office, or their truck or a trailer. And I kid you not, they upload them to a server, download them to a computer, attach them to a PowerPoint or a PDF, and email them to people. It's ridiculous that people still do this today. Other people just text stuff back and forth. With Pixly, you simply take a photo or a video. It's instantly shared automatically with whoever you have invited to that project. Every photo is time, date, location stamped, latitude, longitude, so you can see what happened and where or didn't happen. And anytime you add a comment or a tag or anything, that's also time, date, location stamped. And so we just make it super simple with an app that was built for the field. People in construction are a lot like veterans, actually, that they get up really early. Sometimes they get up at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and they might drive a half hour to an hour or more every day to a project. So they miss out on their kids growing up because when they come back, it's 5 or 6 or 7 o'clock at night. Also, construction has the highest suicide rate because it's so stressful and it's such a manly type of organization. Nobody wants to complain or talk about their feelings. So it's a really, really hard industry. It's a really hard career to build, but it's an awesome career. And we want to help these people save time, go home quicker, go home sooner, leave the job site faster without the stress of documenting their project. So we've gone to great lengths to make Pixly super simple and easy to use Whether you're a salty, crusty superintendent who's a guy or girl that's in charge of the project, everything, who's in their 50s, 60s, or 70s and hates tech but will use it, to people that just graduated with construction management degrees or grew up with social media. Either one is really easy to use. You open up Pixly, it goes to your most recent project. You can view projects in a feed, in a list view, or a grid view. You can organize them by albums. Some people have pre-existing conditions, progress, milestones, QA, QC, quality, turnover. One of the things that sets us apart, and we have a patent on that makes us very attractive, is you can add tags to photos. So you can tap on a photo and you can draw on it and add a tag. And a tag can be anything you want. It could be concrete, it could be electrical, it could be inspection, it could be repair, it could be paint. You can draw on it and you can add comments, which are also time-based location stamped. And then you can assign them to people on your team as a punch list item. Like I could say, hey, Brandon, I need you to fix this repair spot over here by Thursday at 2 p.m. You're notified in the app and via email to do that, or the people that work for you, or anybody on the team. And then there's a dashboard in the palm of your hand, so you can see everything that's going on or not. But you can see how many people, how many photos, how many complete or incomplete tasks, which is really important because a construction project can be very complicated. A house, even a simple house is complicated. You have somebody's got to come in, they do the foundation and the concrete. Somebody else comes in, they do the framing, the early walls. Somebody else comes in and do the rough-in plumbing, the electrical, the heating, the venting, and heat vent air conditioning, excuse me. All the things, and there are always different people coming and going. So, and then if you take that to the broad side of a hospital, which takes years to build, there's lots and lots of moving parts. So one of the things we also do is reduce unnecessary travel to the job site. So if you're the owner or the project manager, you can see everything that's going on from the desktop without having to drive or get on a plane, which is really important too, because time is money, time is everything, time is precious. We're never going to have enough of it. We have AI. Part of the reason our domain is pixie.ai is because we want to automatically recognize what's in the photo, and above and beyond that, what's wrong in the photo. It's a photo of a window and there's a crack in it. There's a photo of a door and the waterproof splashing isn't quite right. So we have a proof of concept for that. And that's one of the things we're actually raising money to build out further because it's quite a large project. But this is what makes us really attractive to investors and customers. Like I mentioned, I probably don't want to go too deep on here, but construction is massive. It's one of the world's largest industries. It's everywhere. And the opportunity to join Pixly is massive too, because it's very rare to get in early on a tech startup that solves a problem for an industry that's this big. We know, like I mentioned, I know what we're doing. We have a proven playbook. I've been part of a few very successful companies, and we're going to crush it with the right team. We have a proven market. We know how to go to market. I won't nerd out on this too much, but basically, we know how to be found in the search engines for keywords, how to be found in the app stores for keywords, how to influence people to share content with us. We know how to, I have a strong, strong background in sales, outbound, inbound, everything in between. We're approved to partner with all the biggest players in the space, and we're also a very highly likely acquisition target for a big player in the next 2 to 3 years. We have a patent on what I just showed you about placing tags on photos on the cloud, which we're licensing. We have a couple big licensing opportunities in play. We have a very simple solution. People can try Pixly for free, and they can take up to 25 photos, and then they either convert to a paying customer per a new user for themselves, for independent use. If you want to, like I use it to track all the maintenance on my motorcycles and my truck. I use it for my own house. Some people do too. But our main target market is contractors who use it per user per month. They'll pay $24 a month or $229 a year per person. We have some project-based pricing. Like we have a hospital in San Diego. It's a 10-year, $500 million build, and they pay one flat fee. And then we have an enterprise, which means anybody in a certain company can use it regardless of the licensing amount. I'm really proud of what we've built. I'm really proud of what I've built with the team. Customers love Pixly. They renew. They've written these testimonials. I have more. I've got video testimonials, which says a lot. People are renewing, which is fantastic. Which means they get the value out of it. Our biggest customer is Kitchen Saver, Bath Saver. They do 600 kitchen and bathroom models a week, and we save them 45 minutes a day per project.
That's a lot of money adding up.
It's a lot of money. Like we are their secret sauce. Like they won't. like I can't publicly post that we saved them 45 minutes a day times 600 projects. Like the return on investment, the ROI is
Uh,
just massive.
you probably don't want
So
to talk too much more about that on this then.
yeah, for sure. I'm happy to talk.
Okay.
Yeah. So why Pixley? If you're looking for if you're looking for a new career and a new opportunity when you're transitioning, if you want to make money, there's no better way to make money than sales. Salespeople make the most money. Sales is hard. You have to be able to take rejection, but that's okay. The sooner you get a no, the closer you get to a yes. So why Pixley? Because why do you want to join Pixley and be part of this early sales team? Is because I'm a servant leader. I've got massive experience training and leading sales teams. I am a salesperson myself. I will take you under my wing. I will teach you everything I know. So you're not only successful with Pixie, but wherever you go. And I always want to pay it forward. I've also, I forgot to mention in my founder startup story, like I'm always trying to pay it back. In 2015, I was San Diego Big Brother of the Year. I mentor at a group called Connect and Founders Institute. And I'm always just trying to do the right thing. I believe in karma and always want to try and pay it forward. But we solve a massive problem. We have inbound leads. We have thousands of people that have downloaded the app that just need to be called on and scheduled for demos, which I will do with you and teach you how to do it. And we've got thousands of users, dozens of customers, testimonials. We got pipeline, which means we have people interested in buying it. We have approved integrations with major players. We got a patent, and it's a really, really rare opportunity. Lots of people clamor for the chance to get in on a early stage tech startup where you can get what's called equity. And equity means you own part of the company. And so when the company is sold or acquired, you get a piece of that for the effort and time and energy you put into making it happen.
That is
That's my
not bad stuff.
story. That's Pixley. Thank you.
So what is it that you're looking for in particular for the folks to come work with you? Because I mean, the equity thing that's a big effing deal.
It is a big effing deal. Yeah. There's no guarantees in this world. There's a small chance that nothing will happen, but there's a bigger chance that something massive will happen. It could change the lives for you and your family. It could help you buy a house or more. So basically, equity is you earn a percent of the company for the amount of time you spend. Now, the roles I'm looking for Pixley is what I call it's like an entry level sales business development. It's called a business development rep, a BDR, or a sales development rep, sales development rep. And so, like I mentioned, I've got thousands of people that have installed Pixley. Those people are out in the field doing work. They're not sitting behind their computer. They're actually doing the work. They're installing electrical panels. They're pouring concrete. They're painting walls. They're building homes and hospitals. So I need somebody to call on these inbound leads. We have a CRM, which is called a customer relationship management tool. So I can see everybody that's installed the app, their phone number, where they're located, and their email. And I have a script. We call them and then we press a button and we send them an automated email that would come from you. They get an email the first day, the second day, the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day. And we probably have to call them 3 or 4 times to schedule a demo. And then when you schedule a demo, I will give a product tour, right, of the app and the desktop version. It takes about 15 minutes. And then we go for the close and say, great, what do you think? Let's get you signed up. And I would imagine within 10 or 15 demos, you'll learn how to demo it yourself. And then if you like what we're doing and what we're building, then there's the opportunity to become a salesperson where you earn commissions and then ultimately become part of the team and an employee.
Yeah, that Nicholas, you had a question. I saw you pop up, but I wasn't sure if it was answered. Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead,
I
sir.
just had a, I was just gonna say, like I like what you're doing. I actually had like a same thought process. I'm not into sales. I'm a cybersecurity developer more kind of guy, but I don't know. Just like for my thought process with you for the future, what you could also incorporate is with AI, you could leverage like doc. So you're taking the photos and everything, but you can have AI leverage like argumentative complaints too, so it could fill out all the paperwork that is would be required for like legal ramifications and things. I don't know if you're doing that yet or not. There's just something I was thinking of as you were talking about it. So you take the photo documents everything with the timestamp, and then AI can also aggregate the like reports to because I was thinking of doing something close to that where because you for like more like when people are renting a place, and they're going to leave to try to get their security deposit back. Same type of premise where it's documenting everything for you. But like you could take it a step further with the construction piece where it actually parses out legal documentation based on the photos. I don't know if you're already doing that or not, but it's just something I was thinking of. I thought I'd toss it your way.
No, that's an awesome idea. Like our product roadmap has more AI on it. There's a few things we're doing. Like right now we just launched what's called offline mode, which means Pixly will work in the bottom of a ship. Like we have like somebody from Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines is using Pixly. Imagine that you don't have a great Wi-Fi or data plan when you're in the boiler room. Um, but we are building AI to recognize what the photo is of, what's wrong with the photo. We're adding blueprints and drawings. So if you're on a 10-story high rise, you'll be able to upload your blueprints of the building and pin the photo to where you are. I'm on the third floor in operating room number 2. The other thing we're building is forms, both through integrations. That form will be a daily report form, which mimics what actually does better what Raycon did. And then we'll have a library of 35,000 report templates for every city, town, and state type of inspector. And you can create your own report. And then to your point, one of the things our customers want is they want to have not only photos, like my vision is like we are the visual documentation collaboration platform, everything visual, photos, videos, LiDAR camera. So this is my iPhone Pro Max. There's a LiDAR camera in here, which means you can create like a 360 rendering with a point cloud. We're building that too, and uploading documents. But there's a company called Document Crunch and a few others that have raised tons of money by not simply, but you upload your contracts, your agreements, and they look for keywords, they look for clash detection, and they also factor it against reports that find problems, like you said. So there's a ton of space out there. My other idea is no, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you guys. So basically, these big construction companies, some of them are multi-billion-dollar companies, and they have regional offices and they have local offices. And each region might have its own what they call project management software. There's some really big players like Procore is the Google construction, Autodesk is the Apple of construction. There's JobTread, there's tons of other ones. So some people have photos on different software platforms, different devices, on some iPhones, some iPads are scattered all over the place, some servers, the shit's everywhere, man. And so what I want to build is AI, excuse my language, to go out and suck out all those photos and visual assets from all those sources and then organize them in one place. That's something we're exploring too. But yeah, there's tons of stuff you could do, but we want to build what people want and what they're willing to pay for. So ideas are easy. You can do anything with money. We don't have an endless budget. We're mostly bootstrapped. Pretty much everything I've shown you, I've done myself. Self-funded. I poured my life savings into this thing. I'm not sure I always recommend doing that, but I'm a big believer in it. And also what served me well, I forgot to mention in, I think it was 2023, there's a conference called the Military Influencer Conference. And it's all
Oh, yeah,
about
yeah.
military people who have, I'm not sure the word transition is great, but got out of the military and created a career or a business or something and sharing their story and their vision business and what they're doing. And there's a group called the Veteran Fund, which is a venture capital and investment fund that only invests in veterans and veteran-owned businesses. And so I was invited to a pitch competition for them. Again, Toastmasters served me well because I won $100,000. I took that $100,000 and I poured it right back into the business to make the product better. Yeah.
I'm one of those do it yourself kind of guys. Does that app work for just like Joe Schmo like me, where I can be like, hey, I'm redesigning this room and it does all this stuff like a junior version or something, or is it more of a, hey, you're doing this for a living thing?
No, it's mostly, I mean, I made it for what I call business to business for contractors, but actually my very first customer was an insurance agent. But we do have people that use it for their personal homes and projects, or the cars or trucks or motorcycles. One of my passions is I actually, I somehow found myself the same motorcycle I had back in my Navy days, so I can kind of relive them. And I wrench on it myself. And so I take pictures of the engine as I take it apart and each little thing that I do so I can keep it organized and keep track of what I'm doing. And same thing on my truck.
That's cool. Hey, Phelan, go ahead.
Hey
Hey,
Lee, I'm Phelan. So You were talking about the demo for Pixly the app, right? And I just was thinking I have a help like IT help desk experience, and I was teaching like different sites and applications for the engineers, giving them access how to use it. Um and with that experience, I didn't know if that's something that you would actually value and want to help you with that, or um
Absolutely. I mean, so
I just was
people,
interested.
yeah, no, for sure. Anybody's welcome to go download the app for free right now too. We work on Apple, iOS, phones, iPads, the same thing with Android. But yeah, basically what I need to do is show people, give them a demo of the app. Because then once they see it, I'm like, here's how you take a photo, here's how you tag it, here's how you share it, here's how you download it, here's how you comment on it. Like, oh wow. And I'm like, would that save you time? Like, yes. I'm like, great. Well, let's get you signed up then. So that's exactly the
Perfect.
kind of skill set. But this role is basically calling on these people, emailing these people to schedule those demos. I'll do the demos with you, right? I will do them for you. I work for you. You schedule the demo. I will close. I'll do the selling and teach you how to do it until you feel comfortable enough to do it on your own.
Rod,
Right?
yeah. No, I'm
As time goes on, so like what I showed you, like this, the what we call the user experience, the screens, the user interface is I've made it as simple and easy to use as possible, but until people see a demo, they don't really know how it works. So we're working on new user onboarding stuff, but behind the scenes, the database, the software, the coding, all that stuff is incredibly complex. But for the end user, it's made to be easy, but they still need support.
yeah, and they also I was doing mass emails to like all these engineers across like multiple different platforms too. So I have some experience with that as
What kind
well.
of engineers?
Mission data,
Okay,
uh
cool.
straight from field back to like development labs and then straight back out to field.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Yeah, that could be very helpful.
All right, good stuff. Nicholas, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I was like, I talk too much in these things. Are you using like Appify and like scraping tools to go out and to scrape to funnel people in, or are you just trying to cold companies? Just like, I mean, is I'm just kind of curious if you're using like scrapers or anything like that, and if not, I can kind of throw some stuff your way if you're interested.
I'm 100% interested in scraping. I've done a lot of scraping in the past, but I have not done it for Pixly because I haven't had somebody to do it for me. But I'll
Yeah, I
tell
got
you the
some
way.
pretty cool tools I could show you. I'll hit you on LinkedIn. I don't want to